right. I told myself I was going to take a big, deep breath before this next episode. Good morning, Samboner Nation. Hope everybody's doing real nice. Real nice. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We are shaking it up here as we transition into the fall. I do happen to be recording this episode from Sea Isle City. Had to get down here for the night, do a little t-shirt run, took a nice long walk on the beach this morning. I'm sitting here with my 24-ounce Wawa coffee and my Philadelphia Daily News here. You know, it feels good, man. It feels good. As some of you know, I started to dabble a little bit with the Uber action, and just this yesterday, we're taking this nice little lady through Chestnut Hill, and I see this guy posting up in the middle of Germantown Avenue, getting ready to sell his newspaper. I'm not sure what newspaper it was, and it just started to bring back so many fond memories of just growing up as a kid, waking up, hopping in the safari van, heading down to the local Wawa and grabbing that Philadelphia Daily News, or going to the beach on the summer, right? You know, growing up in Stone Harbor, you'd go to the beach and you'd have the guys, the kids running up and down. Shout out to Andrew Bogle. It sounds like he was a Daily News guy, but you know, that iconic Philadelphia Daily News here, like it just doesn't get any better. And that ring will just live with me for the rest of my life. So again, here I am, posted up with the Philadelphia Daily News. I got the MLB standings, I got the NFL standings, I got last night's box score, I got the betting lines this week. Like, my God, what a lost art. Like, we are moving way too fast. And maybe I say that. Maybe I'm just a old school, old fart, if you will. But like, perfect example, right? Like, we do our family suicide pool. Shout out to my cousin Jason, aka Banana, in the house, has been running the family block pool. We pick two losers, right? So we don't do winner survivor, we do loser survivor. And each guy gets two losers. But if you have like more than two or three people in the same family, there's some weird rules. I'll leave it to Jason for always coming up with crazy rules. But that's either here nor there. The fact of the matter is that week 2, and I already forgot to make my picks. Like, I don't know if that's a product of just new media and just always running and gunning, getting on your phone. And before you know it, you're looking at reels rather than doing something that's actually productive. Like, that is the world we live in. My son is constantly looking on his phone, looking at reels, looking to set up his lineup. But, again, like, why did we forget? Why did we forget to make our suey picks? Like, looking back on the good old days, getting that Daily News or that Philadelphia Inquirer on Sunday morning, that's exactly what you brought up. You went to the big blow up of all the matchups. You folded the paper up right. You laid it on the kitchen table. You threw on a pot of coffee, fired up some eggs, and you sat around the table and you talked about who you were going to pick. And you know what? Unfortunately, those days are just gone. Like, even a better story, right? Speaking of Banana, shout out Jason. Shit, I should have had him on today. But like, we're in the 25th or 26th year of our fantasy football draft. Both my leagues happen to be in our like 25th, 26th year. The shout out Turk's Head Fantasy Football League. Jason McKenzie, the commissioner. I mean, this dates back to when I was like 16 years old and we were drafting the Vinny Testaverdes of the world. And at the time, there was no media. This is before the .com era. Every single Friday, and I'm telling you right now, Banana never missed a beat. Every single Friday, we got a hand-delivered piece of mail. It was folded in a trifold. It was 2 or 3 pages long. It was an article that Jason would write about that week's game or the past week's game, all the matchups, Braveheart, Jersey, Crockers, I'm not going to name all the team names, but you would get this full article like you still could do on CBS Sportsline. That's a lost art too. Shout out to Rock. He used to write the best weekly fantasy articles. But anyway, you would get this letter in the mail you'd get this full article on last week's game. Then you get the standings. Then you would get all these different stats and the history behind like every year that you've been in the league. And like if any records were broken, like that piece of mail, especially when you were 17 or 18 years old and you didn't have a cell phone, was like the greatest fucking piece of mail that you would ever receive on that Friday. Like I could not wait to get off the bus and check the mailbox for the Turk's Head fantasy football letter. So shout out to Jason McKenzie doing an unbelievable job with the Turf's Head. But I'm off my soapbox. I'm going to try to keep it just calm and cool. I get a little excited here, Samboners, as you can see. This has been a ton of fun for me. This has been a ton of fun for the Samboners. We got all the right momentum in the world. We're going to continue to, again, just hammer through this wall, shake it up, and just get after it. Unfortunately, post summer, I'm starting to feel kind of that Samboner feeling blues. I mean, it's hot and cold, Samboners. Like, everybody just can't have that Samboner feeling all the time. But like I said, it's always debut season here in the Samboner hood. So why don't you fucking wake up and get your shit together and start Samboning already, people? No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Sayburn for the t-shirt, Say Less. Shout out to Wakeside Water Sports. We hit those guys up over the summer. They do a phenomenal job. You know what? Look, you got to move on. The shore is dead. I will say, though, it's beautiful, and the waves were crashing. Oh, my God. They were absolute 10s out there. People were shredding the waves here this morning. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Let's get fired up. Let's get going. Week 3 of the NFL. We're firing on all cylinders. Appreciate everybody, supporting the page. Shout out to our sponsors, the original Fudge Kitchen. FudgeKitchen.com, shipping fudge all over the country. True believers in the Samboner Show. True believers in Not For Long Media, our production here behind the Samboner Show. Shout out to the Wharf, Damien and the crew holding it down. They continue to do great things. No better time to get to the Wharf here as we just wind down the summer and head into the fall weeks. Like, Colin was right, man. The September weeks, the October weeks, like, yeah, oh my God, there's no better feeling. Honestly, I stopped into the Warehouse last night. It was buzzing. You know what? All 3 bars were open. There was no live music, but it was buzzing. People are having fun. Everybody was just, being merry and doing their thing. And that's kind of what you'll get at the Wharf. They got all different flavors of just your appetite in terms of bars, the sushi bar, the oyster bar. You got the outside pub. I'm not sure the outside is open. It may open during the weekend. But just the food there is phenomenal, and the setup there is phenomenal, and they're still, bringing in live music, and it's a great spot to watch the game. So shout out to the Wharf. And last but not least, proud affiliate Hank's Sauce. If you're going to get on the Hank's train, get online, order. Like there's so many different types of sauces. What was the one we're hammering down right now? Shit. I forget the name of it. It was like a very mild sauce, the Langford or something like that. I forget, man. They have like I just learned this. Like there's a thermometer on the back and it shows you how hot the sauces are. But go online, buy some hot sauce. Use the promo code SAMBONE. And that's that. We're firing up. Week 3 of the NFL season is in full swing. Birds, another prime time Monday night, 7:15 in Tampa Bay. I'm going to go out on a limb here, Samboners, and I brought this up in last week's segment. Speaking of which, segments, we're switching it up a little bit. Monday mornings, we'll be joined with Mike Gill and Colin Thompson, talking all things football, all things Samboners. I'll continue to hop on with Mike Gill on Fridays, 5:30 to 6, happy hours with Samboner Mick, Mike Gill, chopping it up. Getting after it as usual. And then this is the new segment. We're just going to fire up the weekends. I'll eventually start to bring in some guests. We'll continue to shake it up. Colin and I will, continue to hammer through. And, anybody else wants to join the show, more than happy to have you guys here. But yeah, week 3 fired up. I got a feeling that, this another Philly, Tampa. I can count 10 people off the top of my head that are going down to Tampa for the Eagles game. I know there's multiple trips with Philly sports trips. The Green Legion's got a big trip, And I just got a feeling that we're going to take over. We're going to take over that house. And, I was just listening to, shout out to Joe Perry. He just launched a new podcast with Joey Merlino. I listened to both episodes last night on the way down to the shore. I was fucking laughing my ass off. But, he thinks the Birds are gonna not cover that game, and I think you're dead wrong, Joe. I think the Birds absolutely blow the goddamn socks off the Tampa Bay, like +6 or -6. Like, dude, yeah, we haven't played our best football, but dude, it's just a matter of time that Hurts just goes off and just gets after it. Unfortunately, I just don't see a team like Tampa Bay without Tom Brady being able to put up or shut up with that offense, right? We're going to throw up another 35, 40 points. Maybe Tampa Bay tacks on 15, 16, 17. Final score of that game, 42-17 Eagles. It's a no doubt about her. So, let's break it down, right? I mean, as long as we continue to pound the rock and keep the defense off the field, I'm sorry. I just don't think that there's anybody that can really, well, there's people that can compete with us. Obviously, Dallas looks strong. Go there you go. Like the two best teams in the league, honestly, and I hate to say it, are probably two teams in the National League Eastern Conference in the Cowboys and the Eagles. I mean, I can't, oh God, I almost like want to vomit when I talk about the Cowboys. Like, Micah Parsons, though, Penn State, that's, it's a plus for him. But dude, that guy's fucking insane. He's absolutely insane. But Birds breakdown, let's keep pounding the rock. 48 carries. I looked that up. I couldn't find that. Like, that was probably got to be the most rushing attempts in Philadelphia Eagles history. I know one guy carried the ball for like 55 times in a game. I got to look that up. Don't hold that to me, Samboner. Don't even Google it. Honestly, forget about it. Stupid. But yeah, keep pounding the rock. Keep the defense fresh. Yeah, shout out to Avonte Maddox. It's just a bummer, complete bummer that he's not going to be with us for the rest of the season. Unfortunately, you got to go next man up. And fortunately, we do have Howie Roseman as a GM. And, for all you haters out there, eat crow, because this guy continues to pull all the right strings. He's an absolute wizard when it comes to just making trades or pulling guys off the street, and that's unfortunately what our secondary looks like right now. But we got a lot of top talent on the front end and the back end. That didn't make sense either, Samboners. But at the same time, our front seven is absolutely loaded. Our offensive line is likely the best in the league. And at the end of the day, in my opinion, that's all you need to be successful. So let's continue to crank it up. Let's get fired up for Monday night. Birds -5, 42-17 blowout in Tampa Bay. You heard it here. Let's stick with the NFL. I got locks this week. And I'm no gambling man, but I'm down a couple $100 here as we head into week 3. I do like betting the player parlay, the football parlay. Like, I love to lose, right? There's no better feeling than losing. Like Mickey Mush right here is just absolutely crushing it. And when you almost hit that parlay, but you lose, it's like I almost. But like, it also feels good to lose, doesn't it? Like, it really does feel good to lose once in a while, or all the time for that matter. Man alive. I used to be a big gambler. I really did. I got more stories for that as we continue to just kind of climb uphill and break bread or what we're doing. But like, same time, like I used to gamble all the time. Like, I don't know. I don't love it as much as I used to. I mean, I do love losing, but I hate losing money. So, try that one on for size. But I'm going to go here. We're going to go. We're going to go San Fran -10 over the Giants. I think the Giants are completely overrated. I think they were lucky to win in week 2. Unfortunately, I think they lost Saquon Barkley this week. I'm not sure how long he is out, but I think they're complete frauds. And getting 10 points coming off that win, I think people are going to be on that 10 points. And therefore, it's an ACF. We're going San Fran -10. My next lock of the week is the Bears. The Bears are playing God, and the Bears are going to win 132-10. They're getting 11 points. They're going to win the game outright. Dicka, you heard it here. The Bears +11 versus the Chiefs. We got the Eagles -6 against Tampa Bay. You already know that. I gave that lock. 42-17 Birds. There you go. We're 3-0. And that's that. That's my 3 locks of the week. I'll continue to throw those out as long as they hit, but there's a good chance I'm probably going to be 0-3 at the end of the week. Let's break it down. Let's go Phil's action. Took 2 out of 3 at the Braves. Continue to hold a nice little lead in the wild card. If the season ended right now, we would play on October 3rd. We would start off a 3-game series against the Diamondbacks. And if we won that series, we would play the Atlanta Braves in the National League Divisional Series, who we just beat 2 games out of 3. But prior to that, they took 3 out of 4. Like, granted, it's obvious that the Braves are the best team in baseball right now, or the Houston Astros, honestly. But, on a 7-game series, it would be a 7-game series, right? A 7-game series, I don't think it's a 5. Oh, it's a 5. Best of 5 in the National League Divisional Series. Dude, I say we go toe-to-toe with them, honestly. Like, I think on any given night, we can beat the Braves. And you're seeing that through and through. Like, these games are coming down to the wire. Now, granted, in extra innings, I think I saw a stat, the Braves were 7-2 against the Phillies in extras. And then not against the Braves, but the Braves in extra innings were 7-2. The Phillies were 7-7. Now 8-7. Holy shit! What a play the other day by Castellanos, throwing that guy out. Like, I immediately screamed, "Drop it! Let it drop! Let it drop! Let it drop!" But like, his instincts told him to catch the ball, turn around, fire it at home, boom, double play, and we go on to take the win. That's the kind of shit that you just absolutely love to see. Meanwhile, the night before, the home run that Schwarber hit at Paul has easily not landed yet. But man alive, it's a funny game. It really is. Baseball is a funny game. I think it's a huge, it has a mental capacity to it, obviously a physical capacity to it. Players get hurt, but like, talk to me about Michael Lorenzen. Like, Michael Lorenzen, like, that dude came out firing in his debut, and then in his second career start with the Phillies, throws a no-hitter. I remember sitting right here in this living room with my brother, my son, his son. We were rooting him on, getting after. There's no better feeling than rooting on a guy to throw a no-no. He successfully finishes the no-no. And then here we are, like a short 4, 5, 6 weeks later. And this dude's got a whopping 9.24 ERA, and he is just struggling with his command, his control. It's unfortunate, man. And our bullpen, continues to just be a little questionable. Let's hopefully we tighten up the bullets in here, and our offense can carry us through, because I do firmly believe that Trey Turner and a future Gold Glove and Bryson Scott and Harper, these guys are primed to do big things. I think we're in for a fun run as we wind down the regular season and look forward to kick off the playoffs here in about 2 weeks, October 3rd. So yeah, that's that, man. Holy shit. We are running and gunning here on this beautiful week 3 as we approach another awesome weekend in the Samboner hood. Look, we're doing some Uber driving. We are, I got to shake it up here and there. I said this last night in my post, like, if I'm driving down the shore to deliver a t-shirt order to a client, I say to myself, like, all right, maybe I can just fire up this Uber driver or this Uber app and, make a couple bucks, maybe drive somebody in the city, then maybe drive somebody over to New Jersey. Now, granted, Jersey doesn't allow you to see where you're going, so I didn't pick up any rides from Jersey, but sure enough, boom, as I get into like Lincoln Drive, Kelly Drive area, this guy's looking for a ride to Market Street. Come on in, Mock. Yeah, see, yeah, bird, yeah, Mock. You know what I mean? Like, so I dropped this dude off. He had wrestling practice. Sayer, man, totally nice kid, heading to wrestling practice. Kid had, his legs were like the size of the tree trunks that I just took down for $5,000. Man alive, let me tell you, taking trees down is no cheap. I lost my train of thought, honestly. But anyway, so we get to the city, and just like that, dropping this kid off, and this lady needs a ride from 30th Street Station over to Cherry Hill. I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah, why not make $60-$70 while you're driving to the shore, right? I did it last Friday. Had a little business lunch in the city. Decided to fire up the Uber app on my way home. Boom, just like that, we're in Fishtown. Just like that, we're in University City. Just like that, we're out to Ardmore. We're over to Broomall. We're into Villanova. We're back to Conshohocken. And I'm home 2.5 hours later with another $100 in my pocket. Like, riddle me that, Samboners. Why aren't we all Uber driving, right? Call me insane. But at the end of the day, like I should have been doing this for years and years and years. It just makes sense. Like let other people pay for your fucking gas. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, what a world. What a world. And Kathy, the lady we picked up last night, oh my God, she was cool as shit. Like I think I have like 50 rides in me. She was easily the coolest driver or the coolest rider I have had to date. Like she was the one that like got out of the car and she was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Before you let me out, I got to tip you. I was like, no, you're good. She's just like, no, I absolutely. I'm like, you know what, Kathy? You just get it, right? You really do. Like, you get it on all cylinders, just down to earth. She's giving me tips on where to eat in the city. Shout out to Giuseppe's and Sons. Apparently, they have an unbelievable happy hour from 4 to 6. We're talking like $2 meatballs, $3 salads, $4 cocktails. Kathy is absolutely dominating Giuseppe and Sons from 4 to 6, right there in the heart of Philadelphia. But like, she just absolutely gets it, man. Like, there's some kids out there that just don't really get it. Granted, I get it. You're not like the tip is already built in with Uber. But like for me, like I always tip. I don't care what the ride looks like. I'm always throwing another 15, 20, 25% in there, depending on who it was. Now, granted, if the guy was on his phone and he was taking Samboner reviews, meanwhile driving me, whoever I needed to get, and putting my life at risk, then I probably wouldn't tip him. I would file a complaint. But right now I'm working on a 5-star rating. I'm taking beautiful gems like Kathy over to Cherry Hill. But again, unfortunately, you do come across some bullshit. Like, this one girl wanted to throw her like little baby seat carriage like in the back seat. And I was like, I don't have a belt for that. I don't have like something that you can click that into. She goes, oh, and she like grabs the seatbelt. I'm like, yeah, I'm not putting your 2-month-old infant in the life of my hands for a simple Uber drive, 10-minute Uber drive. So I kindly basically just canceled that in front of her. And she was like, what are you? Yeah, I'm sorry, honey. This is not going to fly. But yeah, man, it's hoagie month. We're grinding. The debut season has come up a little short, unfortunately. I'm a little upset with Sambo Nation at the time right now. But we'll catch some momentum here with Cheesesteak Month lingering. I did get an opportunity to go over to Verona Pizza in Maple Glen. Like they're absolutely crushing it. The pizza there is it's phenomenal, right? It's not your traditional quote unquote football pizza. This is like the real deal Holyfield kind of pizza. You got the thin crust, the deep dish, and then at the same time the cheesesteak fried onions on the Sar cones with the Cooper Sharp fried onions. Like I'm sorry, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, Samboners. Like you can either make a cheesesteak or you can't, and it's not that hard. You just got to put a little TLC into that cheesesteak, and Verona is doing it right. And then the other big Sambone I had this past month was down at Farina de Vita. And Jason and those guys are absolutely crushing it too. Like hoagies are tough, man. Hoagies are tough. Like that hoagie was unbelievable. Like a no doubt about top 10 hoagie at Farina de Vita. But like I just like it's tough to have that desire to like eat a hoagie every other day or eat week in, week out. Like I'm gonna leave here and probably try to track down a hidden gem. But by no means, I don't need a hoagie right now. I do it for the love of the game. I do it for the love of the game. Farina de Vita, get down there, 3rd and Catherine. I got the homemade vodka sauce, the homemade marinara sauce, the pasta, some fancy drinks, just a cool little vibe right there, slinging all kinds of goodness. What else do we got here on the Samboner Hoagie Month docket? We launched a little Take a Look, Take a Bite shirt. Appreciate everybody's love and support there. The link will continue to stay up. Get your Sambone on with the Take a Look, Take a Bite. We got the big tailgate fundraiser. For those that some of you know, we're partnering with the Ronald McDonald Charity House on November 5th. We have some great contributions already. Shout out to our good friends at Foods Galore who are going to be contributing a lot of burgers and hot dogs and steak meat. Sam's Italian Market has chimed in with a couple pies. We're in some good conversations with the Bruno Brothers, Victory Brewing, et cetera, et cetera. There's a long list of just people that want to get involved and get behind the Samboners, get behind the Ronald McDonald House. So appreciate all the love and support there. Like I said, it's always debut season here in the Samboner Hood. Appreciate everybody tuning into the Samboner Show. Again, we got the Monday segments now with Mike Gill, ESPN Radio, South Jersey, Mike Gill, and Colin and I chopping it up, all things football, all things Samboners. We're going to continue to shake it up here at the Samboner Show. Look to get on bring some guests on, do some interviews. Still cutting my teeth here, Samboners. It's been a ton of fun We're doing our best day by day. And again, can't thank everybody enough for all the love, the support. I was kind of calm today, wasn't I? Did I keep it nice and cool and collected? Like I don't know what gets into me. I just like can't hold it back. I just sometimes just, oh my God. But you know what? We kept it cool today. We're in for a great weekend. Action-packed youth sports out your ass. East Bumble here, East Bumble there. You just gotta love it, baby. You gotta love it, especially with that Uber app, right? Drop your kids off. You got an hour to kill. I'm just kidding. Nah, I'd rather hit a local brewery like a Warwick Farms or something like that. Grab a couple cold ones before the game. But yeah, that's that. 25-minute segment is up. Have a great weekend, Sambo Nation. Just cherish these moments. Youth sports is what it's all about. Run them into the ground and find time to wind down, have a couple beers, watch the games, go Penn State, go to all your local youth sports, varsity games, whatever it may be. Just enjoy it. Have fun with it. Be merry. Be happy. Love you all. Samboner out.
Pop that Sambone, and baby, it's on. Driving 45 minutes just to grab a bite. Know that it's worth it when the neon's in sight. My mouth starts to water, my knees get weak. I post it up on Insta so that everyone can see. And I put in my order, set up my phone, clear me a table line.